Greetings and welcome to the channel. I'm Dr. Gyesie, transformational coach here at Inner Mileage, where we help folks heal, optimize, overcome themselves so they can live a best resonant life right here and right now. And today we're going to be delving in this profound topic that resonates across lifetimes: breaking generational curses. We'll unravel how these curses are tied to dynamics between empaths and narcissists, and how this story intersects with the spiritual ages we're living through, from Kali Yuga to the Age of Aquarius. And by the end of this video, we'll connect the dots between these themes and how they relate to waking up from the sleep matrix, or the hell realm, a realm that binds us in cycles of hell and suffering. And most importantly, how all of this connects to non-duality and the path to freedom and enlightenment. So let's start by understanding a bit about generational curses. So generational curses, or generational cycles, are simply repeating patterns, traumas, and dysfunctional dynamics passed through generations. If you've ever felt like you're carrying wounds that don't belong to you, or you're struggling to break free from the cycles that seem endless, you may be facing one of these generational imprints. And for empaths, these cycles often manifest as being the wounded healer, drawing in narcissists or toxic relationships in friendships, family ties, and even in the workplace. But why do these curses exist? Why do empaths seem to attract narcissists? And why does it feel like a never-ending dance of light and shadow? The answer lies not just in psychology, but in the spiritual layers of our existence. See, the relationship between empaths and narcissists is a dance of opposites. See, empaths are deeply sensitive and open to others' emotions, naturally drawn to help and heal, whereas the narcissists, on the other hand, crave attention, validation, control, often at the expense of all those around them. While this dynamic is painful, it serves a higher purpose, one tied to breaking generational curses and triggering deep awakening in the empath. Think of it as an alchemical process. The narcissist acts as a catalyst that forces the empath to set boundaries, rediscover their worth, and tap into spiritual strength. And by facing this darkness, the empath learns to embody light fully, realizing that the empath, or one, is a light being. And this catalyzes healing that can break not just personal, but also ancestral cycles. It's what happens. Because when you trigger breakthroughs, positive breakthroughs in one area, there's sort of an outlier effect across your entire spiritual, social, psychological, emotional life. Now, let's understand these ages I refer to: the age of Kali Yuga, which you can find in the ancient Vedic texts, which is the era of darkness and destruction. And in many ways, if you look at the world around you, that's kind of what has happened in recent times. And we've shifted from that to the Age of Aquarius. So to understand why these cycles of narcissism, trauma, and spiritual awakening are so prevalent now, we need to look at the bigger picture. So the cycles of times are known as yugas. The yugas is from the ancient Vedic texts, or spiritual ages. And we're just emerging from Kali Yuga, where materialism, darkness, ignorance, divisiveness, disconnection, spiritual lies were prevalent. And many people are entrapped in karmic loops, cycles of suffering that feel endless. That is hell. And this era is breeding a ground of interplay for empaths and narcissists. But we've shifted from that era, the Kali Yuga era, the age of Pisces, to the age of Aquarius. The age of Pisces, which was a previous age, was marked by spirituality shrouded in dogma, often following spiritual authorities and spiritual leaders. Now, I want to ask you a question. All through the world, we've always had moral authorities that everyone in the world could look up to, whether it was the Pope or the Dalai Lama or American presidents or the British Prime Minister, etc., etc. And today, all the data from the Pew Research Center, any kind of global data shows that there is a low trust in institutions and institutional authorities across the world. So you realize that the symbol of moral authority has shifted from what it used to be to now being shrouded in the sovereignty of the individual. See, the Age of Aquarius heralds transparency, individual spiritual sovereignty, and awakening. It's a time when we're called to look within, break free from generational and karmic patterns, and step into higher consciousness. So let's talk about the power of thought and the hell realm. Every thought we think carries a vibration, an energy that has a potential to create or to destroy. In fact, everything around you is a thought. You are a thought, your building is a thought, what you're wearing today is a thought, what you're going to do today is a bunch of thoughts. Your computer is a thought, your phone is a thought, was once a thought. Everything is a thought. I've just proven to you that thoughts become things, you see. So we when we think and act from these negative vibrations, right? Negative thoughts that are self-directed, like self-doubt, fear, shame, or directed towards others like anger, judgment, or resentments. These form energetic imprints, and these thoughts just don't disappear. They contribute to a collective state known as the hell realm, a dimension or layer of existence where low vibrational energies keep us in cycles of suffering and unconscious behavior. In other words, any thought you have from here on out, if you know better, that is destructive or low vibration, is what creates the hell realm. And when people can trigger you to think low vibrational thoughts like shame, anger, guilt, gossip, envy, then they've succeeded in pulling you into the hell realm. Excuse me. When we think and act from these vibrations, we not only bind ourselves, but we also reinforce generational curses, keeping us and our families locked in these cycles of pain and trauma. And empaths, being highly sensitive to energy, often absorb these energies, feeling the weight of the thoughts and actions that may not even belong to them. And by the way, generational trauma is not only what's observed and projected in the environment, it's also passed down through a process in the DNA called epigenetics. So trauma is also in your blood. Now, in contrast, narcissists project their own negative thoughts outwards, which is where the empath gets trapped. Therefore, breaking free from the hell realm begins with awareness, recognizing our thoughts and choosing to replace them with high vibration thoughts of compassion and understanding and forgiveness. It's only when we shift our thoughts to align with higher spiritual truths that we can escape the cycles that bind us into lower consciousness. And it's important that if you're looking to break free from generational curses, that you work with a mental health professional like a therapist or a licensed or certified coach who has the right certifications, but also the experience of having extricated themselves from this milieu of generational curses and trauma. So it becomes a mirror for you to chart your own path. And if you're interested in working with us, you can book a complimentary session at innermileage.com, a 30-minute complimentary session so we can connect. Now, let's talk a little bit about the awakening and escaping the sleep matrix or the hell realm. See, for many empaths, the world feels like a dream, or a nightmare for that matter, for a lot, whilst going through narcissistic abuse. And it's a place from which the empath is struggling to wake up. And this state of spiritual slumber is described as the sleep matrix, or the hell realm, where we're constantly caught in cycles of trauma, healing, and growth. It's sort of a cyclical thing. Yet it can often feel like a loop, something we're unable to break. But waking up is completely possible. Becoming woke, as some would say. And it starts with breaking generational curses and elevating our thoughts. So the pain endured, especially through relationships with narcissists or a narcissist, has a purpose. And it's to push you toward a higher level of consciousness, to help you realize your true self beyond trauma and beyond the stories we've been told. So let's talk a little bit about the path to freedom, or the path to non-duality, which is beginning to see yourself as connected with the whole rather than separate from the whole. See, this is the ultimate journey of freedom, a state of oneness where the illusion of separation dissolves. And we see that all experiences, both light and dark, your light side and your shadow self, serve a higher purpose in your awakening, in our awakening. Therefore, empaths are called to step into their roles as light workers, transmuting pain into purpose and recognizing that the battle with narcissists is not to destroy, which you can, but not advised that you do so, but to understand, heal, and transcend it. And to end generational trauma, we must embody fierce love, love that sets boundaries, shines truth into darkness, and aligns with the greater universal flow of healing and awakening that is much, 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 much needed today. In the Age of Aquarius, we are called to wake up, break free from the patterns that bind us, and embrace a path of conscious living, compassion, and spiritual growth. The world is revealing itself every day in profound ways, and hidden truths are coming to light. Just look at what's happening in the news with famous people being locked up, etc., etc., and what the implications can be for whole industries and even the world at large. And hidden truths are coming to light, and the rise of spiritual communities and the collapse of old systems that no longer serve us. If you're an empath feeling the call to break free, remember that your journey is part of a larger, broader awakening. You're here to break cycles, to live authentically, and be a beacon of light in this transformative time. And recognize that the reason why you were targeted by narcissists is because a narcissist is, on a physical level, a deeply broken person. On a spiritual level, the highest ranking demon who attracts or seeks out empaths. The empath is a high ranking being of light. So the opposites attract. Do you see the kind of destiny alignment there? If this sounds like you, type transform in the comment section or book a free session directly at innermanage.com. And remember, there's no one like you. Keep shining your light. Peace.